Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La ilaha illallah wa Muhammadur Rasulullah. Ya Allah tumal bakhshish rakhe. Zahuma hodesh gunahani kuri. Har minute, every minute of the day. I'm faced with decisions, one way or the other, every day. And then I had to decide which one is good and which one is bad, which one is right and which one is wrong. And most of the time I came to the point where the something which seems right at that time may not be right, may not be a correct decision. It could be a wrong decision later on. So as you get older, you realize that you don't make decisions so fast, so quick. You deliberate. You deliberate on each, and you look back and you look to the history and you look to the people who went through it, and then you find meaning that why certain things has to be decided in certain ways, because our outlook, it's all about the outlook, that sometimes your outlook is immediate, sometimes your outlook is over the horizon. But mostly the people have the bias they have the bias of finding themselves looking forward 10, 15, maximum 20 years, their lifespan. So even if you're 20, 30, you can see beyond 5 years, 10 years. It depends upon where you are in the society. If you are educated in high class family, your outlook, high class means rich, is there. So don't take me differently. So if they went to highest, best schools and had the best education, their outlook is different then, and the horizon is longer than the people who is doing a day-to-day labor. His horizon is much smaller because he's concerned that where the meal is going to be coming next day. I've been living in America for I came in 83. So from 83, that's 32 years. I've been here in this country for 32 years. Most of my life. When I was 23, I came to this country. Full of energy, education, just craving that, to crave the knowledge, the books, universities, professors. But in last so then I start living, and nowadays when I look around and I see From 1979, when I was in Pakistan, going to college, I saw Afghan Muhajirin coming in to Peshawar because there was a war between Soviet Union and Western powers. We will see, we will read these things, the migrations and so many atrocities been committed in the history books. We didn't see it in our lives. 1979, I saw the first time that what is a muhajir. What is, well, we were hearing it. I mean, you know, that there was, because in Shahzada, these refugees came from India. That's another story to tell. But I never thought that we are going to have, in my lifetime, I'm going to see so many refugees. And how these refugees are created, what are the reasons? Wars. And what are the reasons for those wars? We can go into detail about all the wars which has been imposed on Muslims. No fault of ours. No fault of ours. When I used to hear because of American sanctions, our Western sanctions, more than 1 million babies died in Iraq. And then the things keeps going in the wrong direction for us, for the Ummah. Sorry. So many refugees in Syria. That's where Hazrat Umar used to. Well, then we will go back to that. So I felt the need to I felt the need that we all need to get together. There is no other solution. There is no other solution beside Khilafat. And there are reasons. Reasons number one. Muslims, Ummah, lives in a very contiguous land, by land, oceans. We played little part because we didn't need it. We were all could travel from one country to another. Now the same thing, we Americans, or the American government policy is that diversity. And we had a diversity, Muslim Ummah had a diversity. So, well, let me, I'm just getting my mind runs away too many different places. So we need to bring this Ummah together. We need to get rid of these states, client states. All these Muslim states are client states, artificially been created, divided among themselves for the sphere of their influence. It's not in your advantage. See what disadvantages it brought to us. Let me tell you my story. I was little. My brother was a doctor in England. But he loved cars. He was young, doctor in England. Married to a white woman. But he has one passion, cars. So what he would do, that he would buy a Mercedes in England and bring it to Pakistan. So he would thought that, hey, he will come, he will visit his parents and also make some money by selling the car in Pakistan. And he will get to see. So what he would do is buy a car. He would come to Germany, buy a car. No, in England. He would buy a car because in Germany, number one, it was left-handed and driving was right-hand. And they were more expensive. But in England, it was more cheaper. So he would buy the Mercedes. He would drive all the way through Eastern Europe, communist Europe at that time, Eastern Europe. And he will come from Turkey to Iran or Afghanistan and come to Pakistan. And he used to tell me that how they used to, because he was older than me, he did his MBBS medicine in 58. So he used to tell us that how easy it was to go to Delhi or anywhere. So the nation state has divided us. We are in the same nation state as Europe was in Treaty of Versailles, when they, not Treaty of Versailles. During that time, the 1700 to 1800, always in fight with each other, always distrusting each other, always see in everything the strategic, because they were all territorial. This piece of land is mine. You can get into it. You can come to my country if it is not advantageous. But just so mercantilist thinking on the part of these kings and queens, always in fight with each other, even though they were somehow would be related to each other. So this A nation state is not good for us. So we must all break these walls of the nation states. How we are going to do it? The population has to do it. That's why our leader, Khan Bacha Khan, I don't want to call him Abdul Ghaffar Khan. I will call him Fakhr Afghan. He buried himself in Afghanistan, in Jalalabad. And the reason he was foresighted. He said that's the only way people will come, because the nation state was coming to the point where they would not allow people to go to the other side, where they were going for centuries, thousands of years. And all of a sudden, this foreign idea of a nation state where you have to have a standing army all the time to protect that nation state, that was not the case. So this is one purpose, is that we need to bring the Ummah together. Number one, to get rid of these nation states. And nation states, I see that they are already broken to the point where the people, the millennium, are together. They have their own silos. They're not now. We must look forward that what is good for them, not what is good for us, because we have lived our life. That's the job of the elders, to tell their youngsters what needs to be done to improve your life. And that's what we must all do. So, and also so every time I make some videos that will be based on this reasoning. Number one, you have to, all you Muslims, you have to get rid of this mindset. This mindset that these nation states, to maintain them, there is no religious obligation that you must have the borders. Who brought these borders? These Western power imposed upon them. This was all one Ummah, one land. And this is one land. Land nobody can take away, we will be always there. The humans will be always there, occupying the land. So get rid of these walls. For that matter, I'm asking my Pakistani brothers and sisters, you have a great potential. You have a great potential to get rid of these borders. But I was thinking other things during this time. And that is, don't think anything is impossible. I living through life and all these, just looking at the Soviet Union, all of a sudden, boom, there was no Soviet Union. There was Bosnia, boom. There was Czechoslovakia, boom, no there. So there was We've seen it. So many countries fall, the borders fall, the government falls, but the people live on. It doesn't matter what kind of dress he's wearing. He's wearing a red dress or he's wearing a white dress. The dress is considered dress as a government body or a type of government. It's a dress. So one should not. So for you, my dear brothers Pakistanis, I will go into detail that why I believe that whatever purpose Pakistan wanted to achieve, separating themselves from India, the land, if you think you achieved it or if you think you have not achieved it, the purpose of Pakistan, but it does not have any more utility, because our utility, our vision is much bigger. The people who are giving us grief, who are giving Ummah a grief, a system which is giving us grief, we must get rid of the system, the things. I think the first, as a Pashtun, the first impediment to our progress is, see, we love trade, we love to travel, we love to go see other countries. We Pashtuns are very dynamic people, resourceful. And here they put the walls on us, around us. Like you have to go to Dubai by air. Israel is doing the same thing. It's because it can go by land anywhere. It has to fly people to Europe and bring people from Europe to Israel. I will come to the topic of Israel. You know, I don't believe in Israel. There is no need for Israel to be there. And this is two-state theory. I don't believe in two-state theory. This is one land, one Ummah's land. And I will explain to you how we are going to do that. The first step is bring that diversity back. So Pakhtun, open the door, open the borders, go protest, not protest, just go peacefully to all the borders, number one, and force your parliament to pass the law that anyone who is coming to Pakistan are going out of Pakistan. Tell we break these borders. Because, you know, for me, not believing in nation state does not, these borders are useless. And the concept of Allah, being one with Him, and the whole world This world, this earth belongs to Him, and we are just the custodians for a few years here. It does not allow me, that thought does not allow me to believe in nation state. So I'm asking Pakhtuns to go to break these borders, go everywhere. And force the parliament to pass the law. Anybody entering and anyone exiting do not require visa. The only people who are coming to Pakistan should not have weapons. You know why? Because there's already enough weapons. We don't need weapons. We don't need weapons. And it is possible. Ummah, it is possible. You know, I was in doubt. But when I see all these things changing around me, I'm more confident now that the Muslim Ummah is awake, the young generation is awake, and especially the young millennium who are very educated nowadays. That's a strength to be reckoned with. They can't bully us anymore. We don't want any people on this earth should bully any other people on this earth. And that is what is happening. So if you see, when I see here in America, I see that they think, and it has been constantly bombarded to their mind, that Muslim is your, well, they'll be now careful, but this is the crusade what Bush says. The stupid Bush said is that it's a crusade, and I see it that way. You see the continuity. Sometimes he would speak, you know, he speaks, comes out. So it's a continuity. The crusades till now, it's a continuity. These have, but the dynamic has changed. Before it was different. Crusade, they came in the name of religion, and from 1800, then it came in the name of trade, then they came in the name of geopolitics, sphere of influence. So many changes. So now Muslim Ummah, it's our duty to take control. We need the seat at the table, running the affairs of this world. We are not part of it now. Through here, through this DVD, or whatever you call it, this video, I'm warning Russia. And there is the reason why I'm warning Russia. And I'll come to the other part which the West is doing. That I'm telling Russia that don't forget Don't forget Afghanistan. Don't forget Afghanistan. And to be more honest with you, we are coming. We are coming. We are in Russia. There are 2.6 million Muslims right there in Moscow. Right there in Moscow, running your system. And that's how prejudiced you are to them. You don't say it. Don't come. We are not territorial, but we Muslims need to deal with the problems ourselves. And who created those problems? I'm going to discuss that too. That who is behind these problems? What evolved into this problem? And sometimes when I hear some scholars, when I was little, they said that, well, Musharraf said that, you're going to will take you to the Stone Age, and I see that. He was a general. He understood. He is a general. So yeah, not Pakistan, but they did. Well, they didn't do Afghanistan to the Stone Age because it was in a Stone Age. But when I see these destruction in Iraq, destruction in Syria, Yemen, Libya, Tunisia. There are no wars, but these two countries, Iran, Iraq, Syria, lots of refugees now. So we Muslims need to okay. So the mission of the Khilafat